Hello everyone, welcome to Informatica support videos. Myself Anand and I am part of Informatica GCS team. In this presentation, we will be going through the steps and prerequisites to configure the SAP BO resource in EDC. And this is our agenda for this video. In this video, we are going to see about what is SAP Business Object and its model, and we are going to see about what are all the objects that we are going to extract using the SAP BO resource from the EDC, and we will be navigating through the SAP BO assets that we have extracted and ingested into the catalog UI, and we are going to see a short detail about the lineage and impact. The current slide explains about SAP BO overview. What is SAP BO? SAP Business Object is a business intelligence tool that includes components for performance management, planning, reporting, analysis, and enterprise data management. SAP BO is comprised of a number of reporting and analysis applications that all have their own identity, purpose, and function. These are the list of core applications under SAP Business Object. This slide explains about a model hierarchy of SAP Business Object. The parent hierarchy is repository. Under this, we have the list of child objects that we extract. This has three main child hierarchy. They are enterprise folder, universe folder, and connections. In the upcoming slides, we will be going through in more detail about the child hierarchies that SAP BO has. And this slide explains about the SAP BO model and key object types that SAP BO holds. The first one is repository. The repository is the top level object for a SAP BO resource containing universes, connections, and reports in appropriate folders. The next item is folders. A folder organizes universes, public folders, documents, and reports by department or area. And the next key object is universe model or universes. Universe model is an object that contains the following: one or more database connections, schema of tables and joins in the database, classes of dimensions and measures in the universe, default and custom hierarchies. And the next key object is connections. It contains the database connections in the repository. And reports. A report is a document that obtains data from universe object and tables, formats the data, and delivers it inside and outside the organization. Reports can be any of the following type. Either it could be a crystal report or web intelligent documents. Whenever we configure any resource in EDC, we have set of prerequisites which needs to be taken care of. For SAP BO resource, we need to install EDC agent on a Windows machine where SAP BO client is installed, and we have to enable EDC agent to interact with the desktop. The configuration steps are documented in the given KB link. We need to configure the below permissions on SAP BO server before configuring the SAP BO resource in EDC. User account should belong to the Universe Designer users group, and user account should have the read access to all the BO metadata. In case if the business object repository contains web intelligent reports in the favorites or personal folders, make sure that you include the user in the administrators group to extract metadata of those reports. These are the list of objects that we will be extracting by configuring and running the resource from EDC. This slide explains about the model relationship. Web intelligent reports are stored inside the folder, which takes the data from schema present inside the universe, based on which we construct the relationship. Next, we will move on to the demo for configuring SAP resource. To configure the SAP Business Object resource type, log in into LDM admin and create a new resource. And from the resource type, we have to choose SAP Business Objects. Once you choose the resource type, you will be getting the connection properties enabled for configuring SAP Business Object, where we have to provide the agent URL where the agent is hosted and running, and we have to choose the SAP version from this list of versions that we have, and followed by we have to configure the system and authentication mode along with the username password. And these are the mandatory properties which will be required for running the resource, and based on the requirement we can enable additional properties such as add dependent objects and add specific objects, and adding the crystal cobra port along with the class representation and detailed lineage configuration. Once general connection properties for the SAP Business Objects are completed, move on to the metadata load settings to configure the browsing mode and repository subset. So under browsing mode, we have these list of options where we can scan only universe, and if you wanted to scan only connections, or if you want to scan all the repository objects that is present in the SAP Business Objects source system, then we can choose all. Configuration is repository subset, where we allow to limit the subsets that we are trying to scan from the SAP Business Objects. So by clicking on the select, we will be allowing the configuration which will enable us to add some filters to restrict the subsets that will be scanning as a part of running the scan. Once we configure the repository subset filter, we have to configure the memory to run the scan. So based on the load, you can choose the memory type, which is available low, medium, and high. If you're trying to scan huge number of objects, always choose the memory option as high. Once we have all the mandatory properties configured, you can click on save and run option to execute the scan. After the successful execution of the resource, we will be able to see the information that we have extracted from the SAP view on the catalog UI. So the current view shows the objects that we have extracted from the SAP view resource, which it contains. This web intelligent reports and crystal reports. The next is the repository view, where we can see the enterprise folder, connection model, and universe folders. Information has been extracted. In the universe view, you can see the business layer view, folders, context, custom hierarchies, default hierarchies, database connections, and schema information which has been extracted. And this is the universe objects view. And this is the path which we are looking at, which we constructed based on the measures universe and the information that we extract as a part of this. And this is the report overview page, where we can see the formulas and report page has been extracted. It's a sample lineage, where we can see the sample lineage of sales report. In this, we can see the source table database is the source where the data is used to construct the report, and the data is flowing from the source database to universe schema, and universe schema to universe objects, and universe objects to WebEA model, and followed by WebEA report. And these are the list of reference links. Thank you.